This is 5 Minute Feng Shui podcast episode 166, Pagodas for Protection and Good Fortune. Welcome to the 5 Minute Feng Shui podcast, where each week I talk about how to move energy and make money. You'll learn how to create a prosperous home and an abundant life using classical Chinese Feng Shui. I'm your host, Katie Weber, publisher of the Red Lotus Letter, Feng Shui Easing for Wealth. Each week, I'll cover Feng Shui topics that can help you improve your life, share inspiring stories, and always end with 3 easy-to-implement Feng Shui tips that you can put to work right away, and usually in about 5 minutes. Now let's get started on the 5 minutes that could change your life. Hey, good morning. How are you, my Feng Shui friend? I am excited about this Tuesday because I know you're listening to this on Wednesday, but I'm recording this on Tuesday. And I'm excited because we have got a vision board planning meeting tonight with my Feng Shui Facebook group. And I'm looking so forward to that because it's a chance for us to do something together as a group and individually. And this is one of the webinars that comes with the Success Pack, and that when you purchase my Feng Shui forecast that comes with it. So you get to have this webinar where you actually put your Feng Shui and vision board goal and objectives for 2022 all together with a group. And there's just an energy that comes from being in a group, does it not? It's one of the things we've missed during the pandemic, is just not having that chance to be together and to do things as a group. But this is something I'm really looking forward to, because I know that this is one way for everybody to get their vision boards done and to do it as a group. And it just makes for a fun activity. And goodness knows we need some fun activities, no doubt about it, right? We got to have something to look forward to. Well, that is what I am looking forward to today. And I'm looking forward to talking to you today about pagodas. And this is an episode that is near and dear to my heart because I have an absolutely fabulous friend and fabulous, incredible client. Her name is Carrie Ann, and I will just leave it at that. And she bought actually a pagoda for her backyard, a big, like 6 foot, 7 foot tall pagoda that she has in her backyard, and she's lit it up. It's just beautiful. And this episode is dedicated to her. She is an amazing client and has become a friend, like so many of my wonderful, wonderful clients. And I thank you so much for your friendship. Okay, Carrie Ann, this is for you. Now, this is for you too, who, when you're listening to this, I'm always speaking just to you. So just remember that. All right. Well, let's talk about pagodas and what they are. Now, pagodas were originally used as temples. They were a place where monks would gather. They became a place for study, for devotion and enlightenment. And they're well prized as figures that you can purchase and to put on your desk or in your home. They are a perfect way to add a little bit of a protection of your home, your family, as well as a symbol of rising fortune. Now, this is whether a rising fortune in terms of all advancement. This could be through examination, study, university. It could be in your career or business and professional advancement. And the other one is the spiritual aspect, the idea of seeing yourself rising and evolving as a person, as a being in every way. And this is what I think is a really beautiful idea about the concept of these levels. And I love this idea of the levels going up, up, up. Now, as I mentioned, these are something that is considered to be a symbol of study, because temples were here, and this is where monks would study texts. They would practice meditation. So they've become synonymous with education. Dutiful Asian parents will often display a pagoda on their children's desk to promote good study habits and for scholastic success. success. But it's also a symbol of protection and enhancement. Now, if you've ever visited Asia, you will have likely seen pagodas. Sometimes they're in the shape of a stupa, but pagoda or stupa, they're often found on temple grounds, and pagodas can also be found in a variety of locations in almost every Asian country. And they can be short, they can be tall. They might have 9 stories, they may have 5 stories, or they may have 9 stories. You never know. Now, they originated in Nepal, and pagoda towers there had rooms that were often housed important relics, and they were a place, obviously, for study of Buddhism and for enlightenment. Now, the 3 pagodas of Dali, China, are some of the most famous ones that you've seen. I've even seen them on Ancient Aliens, and I've seen them in photographs of China. Whenever anything comes up about pagodas and protection, that image usually comes up. Now, there's one that is over 1,000 years old, and the other 2 are not quite as old. But the belief is that those 3 pagodas protect China from natural disasters like earthquakes. Now, in feng shui, the most popular pagoda that's probably best known is the 5-element pagoda. Now, it's used against the 5 yellow affliction, also called Wu Wang. Now, this 5-tier pagoda represents all 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And it's designed to be filled with dirt or earth. Basically, the goal of the 5-element pagoda is to be filled with dirt, so it symbolically locks up the 5 yellows earth element, because it's the earth element that's thought to be the source of major problems, especially health problems like broken bones or illnesses like cancer, severe loss or accident, or financial difficulties like bankruptcy. And in fact, one of the nicknames for the 5 yellow is called the bone breaker. Now, the 5-element pagoda is the standard protective feng shui item that's used by feng shui practitioners and devotees, annual and monthly moves or flights of the 5 yellow. Now, in 2022, the 5 yellow is in the center palace, which is its home sector. What does that mean? It's in the middle corner of your room or of your home. Because if you look at your home's floor plan, the whole floor plan of the bottom floor, the base floor, if you were to put a tic-tac-toe grid over it, that middle one where we all like to put our our 0 or X when we're playing tic-tac-toe, that's where the 5 yellow is this year, smack in the middle. Now, considering that the 5-element pagoda doesn't look like the classic pagoda that you see in temples and cities and homes, it's still a fantastic element to have in your home to guard against, like I said, major problems. Now, my mom did have both a broken leg and a broken hip when the 5 yellow came to her front door. So this is something to be wary about. And this is also something to be concerned about and warrants having one of the 5-element pagodas, is because there's an opportunity here, especially this year, because the 5 yellow is very strong here and strengthened because it's in its home location. And this can help protect your family against major issues. And when I say major, I mean like really major stuff. Like I had a client who was going to have a movement of the 5 yellow into the sector of the head. And this is, when I saw that, whenever I see certain numbers or certain energies together in certain sectors, that sends off a warning bell in my head. And this was something I told her, was that I worry about severe concern with your head. She ended up having a brain tumor, and she got over it. So this was the best news of all. And this is why we want to do that protection, is because even if you get harmed or if you have a problem, it's something that can be handled. And that's what we're looking for. Now, let's talk about the luck of the pagoda. Now, the pagoda is, as a design, is very strongly built, and it can withstand natural forces. They don't fall down easily because they're larger at the base. They're kind of like, if you were to think of it as like a triangle, they have a wider base than they are at the top, and so that makes them very sturdy. And this is especially true of those Dali China pagodas that have withstood 1,000 years, and they have weathered intense earthquakes. Now, the pagoda represents the strength of thought and action and the belief that the educated mind is not as easily shaken, and that education is the firm foundation from which a successful life is built. Now, this has endeared the pagoda as an element of right action, of reason, and of intellect, because we know when we come always from a place of being rational, being thoughtful, being logical, as opposed to being reactive, and we go off on a tangent, this is where we get ourselves into trouble. But if we can be reasonable, rational, logical, we will always prevail in whatever situation. Now let's talk about misfortune, because a pagoda is not only just an element of intellect and the mind, this is also an element that is good for protection against misfortune. Now let's talk about the ability to resist negativity and ill intentions. Everybody's got to deal with this right now. I know that there are some people that they don't like it when I wear a mask at my grocery store or if I'm out. I even had one man that ran into me with his shopping cart because I was wearing a mask. He wasn't, and he just gave me a dirty look and pointed at my mask. And that's how it's just, that's how it is these days. We've got that kind of thing. But here's the thing, is that the negativity that, sometimes people have ill intentions. You don't want to think about that, but it is true. So having a pagoda is one way to kind of offset those negative intentions that others might have and to resist it. This is also an element and a figure that brings blessings and favor. It brings good fortune, and it also is said to bring the luck of the 7 northern stars. And this is especially true of the 7-tier pagoda because of the 7 tiers that represent the individual stars that make up the Big Dipper. And incidentally, fun fact, the Big Dipper is how the Chinese began to tell time, because they watched how it moved in the sky and began to write that down and to make note of it and started to recognize the season's movements and the daily changes with the changes of the Big Dipper. I just find that fascinating. A 5-tier pagoda represents protection and good fortune from all directions and also protects against bad luck. And the 7-tier brings wealth and good fortune. And the 9-tier offers ultimate career success and recognition. So if you're ready for that, hand me my Oscar, please. This is the pagoda that you need to have, that 9-tier pagoda. Now, where do you put them? Anywhere where you want to see a rise in your fortunes. Is there a place that you aspire to in life? A pagoda is a rising tower that symbolizes the rise of your good fortunes, your intellect, and dispels bad luck. So add a pagoda to the sector of your home where you would like to see improvement in prestige and personal or business stature. Now, let's talk about your love relationship. If you want to see improvement and a rise there, add a pagoda to the southwest corner to help you see your relationship more clearly, make better decisions about it, and have enhanced communications. You can also use it for business. It's great for income and for your reputation. When you place it on your desk, a pagoda will help you improve your business acumen and attract good fortune and dispel politicking too. And heaven knows, we all need some of that, right? We need to dispel that negativity and just do our jobs, do a good job, and go on about our lives. And hopefully rise in our respective careers and businesses. Now, they're also used to protect your home and bring in that rise in prominence. So a garden pagoda is a wonderful symbol to have in your garden. It offers protection and enlightenment, and it's also adds auspicious energy that's both mind and spirit enhancing. So I really love this idea of having them in your garden, and that's especially true for my friend Carrie Ann. Now, let's talk about improving your personal recognition. So I kind of mentioned briefly about and the Oscar goes to. This is one way to see that rise again. Looking at the pagoda, it has, if you were to draw a shape around it, it's actually this shape of a pyramid or a triangle, which means upward growth. So when you place it in your home or your office, a pagoda will offer enhancement in your life for greater recognition and also brings you to the attention of others who can help you. You know what it is in terms of being successful. A lot of times you just got to have somebody that pays attention to you, that sees the good work that you're doing and calls it out. This is the way that we want to get attention, right? It's not through us saying, hey, I'm great. You want other people to say that. And that's how you can do that. that is get one of those pagodas to put on your desk. Now let's talk about decision making. A lot of times in life, 99% of life's mistakes could be boiled down to I made the wrong decision, right? And this is something that we all struggle with. And it's something that's been a particular concern and issue, especially in the last couple of years. I keep calling the whole mind-numbing sort of, brain fog that we've had with COVID and all the decisions and the heightened security that we're on and health practices that we're taking. It's very fatiguing and it's mentally fatiguing. And this is something that I think we all need help with, is to have better decision making, better improved thinking. And when you have a pagoda on your nightstand or your desk or even in your home, you can experience greater ease in that decision making. It can be used for enhancing mental clarity. I think that's so important. It's especially helpful if you place it in the northeast corner of thinking and education. Now let's talk about how you can use it if you're a communicator. Maybe you're in sales. You're an actor, you are a writer, you're taking a college course, or maybe you're taking a course for to be a realtor or something like that. This is where a pagoda can help you. So find the location of the annual 4-star to place your pagoda. Now this year, that location is in the southeast, which is also the wealth sector. So having a pagoda in that corner of your home or living room is a great way to enhance your thinking, your writing, your communication, and education skills. And as a nice indirect bonus is the rise in your wealth. So we like that, right? Now, this is great if you're taking a test, you want to become licensed, you're returning to school. So make sure that if you are any of those people, you make sure you get out and get you a pagoda to enhance that 4-star, to enhance the northeast corner of your house. Really, there's not a place that you can put one that's going to be a bad location. It's always thought of as a very beneficial figure to have in anywhere in your home, your office, and I think this is a wonderful addition to your feng shui cabinet of goodies. I know I have one that is buried in a box somewhere, and I'm going to go drag it out because I think I've talked myself into I need to get that put out now that I have been talking about it with you. Now, let's talk about pagodas as a figure. Now, one of the things that I love in decorating is it's called chinoiserie design, and it has an Asian or Chinese feel. It's decor that has that Chinese feel, like the beautiful Chinese vases, pagoda shapes. Now, pagodas are a very, very standard kind of motif in chinoiserie, and you can find all kinds of wallpapers, upholstery that has this beautiful shape, that very notable shape. So even if you don't want to put a pagoda in your house, there are all kinds of design and decor stores full of pagoda prints and objects that have that unique pagoda shape, even actual pagodas that are decorative. So you don't have to get one that looks like it came from the Chinese supermarket. You can have one that you buy at decor store online. There's even table lamps I've seen that are made with white ceramic, beautiful pagodas I've seen them in gold, I've seen them in ceramic. They're just beautiful. And they also have great feng shui value. So that's never a bad thing. But no matter how many tiers you select in your pagoda, whether it's a 5 or a 7 or a 9, you can use this and display it in your decor because it's going to offer you protection. It's going to offer you good fortune. It is also helps you increase your wealth and stability through clear thinking, through good decision making, and it also repels misfortune. And that's really what we need here in the last couple of years. All right, then. Well, we are here at the end of the podcast, and I just wanted to give you 3 ways that you can use the pagoda to help you with your thinking and clarity and to help you rise in prominence. Looking to improve your standing at work, place a pagoda on your desk. This is a great way to protect you from negativity and politicking. It's also a great way to see a rise in your career. You can also place it, tip number 2, in the Northeast. This is the corner of thought and prosperity in 2022 for thinking and education, for self-growth and wisdom, self-cultivation, placing a pagoda in the Northeast is going to be a benefit. And as I said, the prosperity star is visiting the Northeast corner in 2022. So it's also, you get the side benefit. Don't you love side benefits? It's like when you go and order a hamburger and it's either fries or onion rings and they say, no, you can have half and half. Oh, it's a twofer. So that's always a great thing. Lastly, always place it in the sector of the 4-star because that is growth, opportunity, travel. It brings so many benefits. I love the 4-star in terms of just the way it's a fun star. The 4-star is sort of a sexy star. It's good for travel. We love that. And it's also good for taking tests, for growing wealth, particularly in this year. So again, if you place it in the southeast corner of your home or living room and you put a pagoda there, this is another way to enhance both the thinking aspect, the educational aspect, but also you're putting it in the wealth corner, so you get a side benefit of enhancing the wealth corner. And you know what? That's always a great thing, right? It's fries and onion rings. Look at it like that. And it's also great this year for actors, writers, communicators, and could, who knows, win you that Oscar. All right, then. Thank you so much for listening in to 5-Minute Feng Shui. You hopefully will go out and get a pagoda, maybe 3. I think more than one would be great. And let me know if you see a rise in your fortunes. I'm always willing to hear about that. All right, have a great week, and I'll see you on the next episode of 5-Minute Feng Shui. The year of the tiger is coming, and I can't wait to talk with you about what all is in store. We have a clean sweep, a transformational year of water energy with the water tiger in 2022. That means big change is coming. No longer will we have the stricture and constriction of the metal years that we've just come out of with COVID and the pandemic. We have got a clean sweep of energy coming in next year, and I can't wait to tell you all about it in my 2022 Year of the Tiger Feng Shui Forecast and Success Path. Stay tuned right here for a release date that's coming soon.